welcome to my brand new channel. My name is Julia and I'm so excited to be doing this. This whole channel thing was long overdue and a lot of people kept asking me to make one, so I made one. As you can see from the title below, this is basically a Q&A video, so you guys can kind of get the chance to know me a little bit before I start posting all the beautiful hair videos I plan on doing. So yeah, I had people send me questions through my Instagram and my Snap because I said to everyone that I'd be doing these videos, well, this video especially. So I have basically a majority of the questions here. A lot of the questions that I got were kind of repeated and were kind of generalized into like one question, so that's basically what I did. Let's get this started. Where are you from? So technically, I was born in Brooklyn, but my mother is Trinidadian and my dad's Jamaican. So I'm like half and half, which is like cool to me, I guess. Second question, have you ever big chopped? So I've cut my hair twice. The most recent time was towards the end of July, early August. I really just got bored and I said, why not? So that kind of happened and it was a scary experience for me because I've just been so used to having hair all the time, and to kind of just cut it off was like nerve-wracking. Obviously it was my decision, and it didn't really hit me until a couple of days after when I realized I was practically bald. So that was so much fun. But yeah, so I did a big chop. I definitely don't regret it because I feel like my hair grew back 10 times better. So I'm satisfied with the results so far. How long have you been natural and how are you so patient? So I've basically been natural my whole life. I remember when I was younger, I used to bother my mom to like put chemicals in my hair to like straighten it. And, you know, she would tell me, no, like, you could make that decision when you're 18. And I'm so happy that she told me that because I really don't know where I'd be with my hair now. I probably would be really upset. So I'm glad she made that decision for me. And honestly, I wouldn't say I'm patient. I'm really the most impatient person ever because when I first cut my hair, I was on Google all the time searching up how to grow your hair like overnight because I was just tired of the length that I was at. And obviously hair doesn't grow overnight, and I mean there was so many things on the internet that I saw but obviously did not work. So I don't know, I think it's just after a while you just realize that hair doesn't grow overnight. Things don't just suddenly like happen overnight and you kind of have no choice but to be patient. So I guess that answers the question. What products do you use frequently and what are your least favorite products? So as of now, I use Eco Styler, all different types of gel. My favorite one to like slick down my hair is the Argan Oil one. I use Aunt Jackie's, Shea Moisture, As I Am, African Pride, Cream of Nature, and Nature's Blessings. I think those are the 7 products that I really use in my hair. And so far, I mean, me personally, I haven't had wow, let's try this again. I haven't had a problem with these products. They work really good in my hair, but then again, everyone's hair is different. So products that might work on me might not work on other people. So yeah. My least favorite products, as I said from before, everybody's hair is different. So my hair is most definitely going to be different from other people's hair. But the only, like, I'm not bashing any product. I just want to say that before I open my mouth to say anything. But the only product that I'm not so fond of is Cantu. I mean, their shampoo and their conditioner works fine for me. It's just anything that's like, that's supposed to stay in your hair. Because with my hair, it would leave like a white residue. I don't know if it's because when I used it, I was younger, so I really didn't know what I was doing with my hair. I thought I knew what I was doing, so that might be it, but I just always remember it leaving like white stuff in my hair, and it was kind of embarrassing to like go outside and not know that there's white stuff in your hair after it dried, and like people are pointing it out, and you know, they're like, oh my god, like you got like lice or something. But I promise I didn't have lice. Yeah, so that's honestly like the only thing I can say. I mean, I know people who use Cantu and it works wonders for their hair, but me personally, I'm not really a fan of it. What do you do to grow your hair? So, I mean, there's a lot of different things that I did. So like when I first started, I would use black castor oil and I'd massage it into my scalp at least like twice a week. It's so good for your hair. It's crazy. So like it really helps with growing your hair and thickening it, and that's exactly what it did to mine. And on top of that, because I was massaging my scalp, it was stimulating my hair follicles, which helps your hair grow. So yes. And another thing, just to like add on to everything else, making sure that your hair is moisturized is really important, because if your hair isn't moisturized and it's dry, that will lead to it getting like brittle and breaking off, and that causes split ends. And if you have split ends, so basically what happens is the hair shaft, like if it's like this, it'll basically split like that, and if you don't cut them, then they're just going to keep splitting and splitting, and it's going to look like your hair isn't growing when it really is. And that's another thing, hair grows, like I promise, because it grows. Like it grows. So honestly, just keeping your hair moisturizing, make sure you're massaging your scalp with any type of oil. I mean, I just prefer black castor oil. That's what I used, and it was good. I know some people use rosemary oil, tea tree oil, you know, all types of different oils. I'd also use coconut oil on like my ends of my hair to make sure, you know, like it was moisturized, because dry hair is like the worst hair. And just making sure that I'm deep conditioning my hair once a week. With any deep conditioner really is fine. And a protein treatment once a month. Basically what I put in my protein treatments, like it depends. Like sometimes I'd put honey, mayo, egg, olive oil, and I just leave that in my hair and, you know, let it do its thing. I know some people use avocados, aloe vera, all those different things are fine. I mean, I prefer like homemade protein treatments just because they're like natural, and you know that you made it, and you know everything should be natural. But yeah, those are basically like the main things. And drinking water, like I know if you search up how to grow your hair, you're probably so tired of like reading drinking water, but it's really important, because I realized that when I had cut my hair, I was working as a camp counselor in Jersey, and it was a sleepaway camp. So I was in the middle of the woods, it was hot, and I was always drinking water, and I did see a huge difference with that. So drinking water is important. How do you moisturize and keep your hair moisturized? So basically, as I said before, I'd use the coconut oil and put it at the ends of my hair, and then for my scalp, I just use the black castor oil and call it a day. And what do you use on your edges? So as I said, I like my Argan Oil Eco Styler Gel. It really works for me, as I said, because you know everybody's hair is different. It definitely does wonders to my hair, and I've never had like an issue with it. So I mean, I'd recommend it. I think it's a pretty good gel, so I don't see why not. How do you get your hair so curly? I think this needs to be addressed. I don't think everybody understands this. If you have me on Instagram, you saw the my wash day video basically, and in the video after I came out the shower, you could see that my curls were there. So when people ask me how I get my hair curly, I think what the question should have been is, how do you get your hair so defined? Because my hair is naturally curly. So for example, sometimes I use Eco Styler gel on my hair to define the curls. But if someone with naturally straight hair uses Eco Styler gel, they're not gonna get curls. The gel is just gonna slick their hair down, and when it dries, it's gonna be slick and hard. So it doesn't work that way. So I don't do anything to get my hair curly. That's just how it naturally grows out of my head. But to define it, I basically use Eco Styler gel. I might use Aunt Jackie's, or I might use anything from Cream of Nature. It really it depends on what I'm feeling that day. But that's really all I do. I pick usually one product, and I use the raking method to rake it into my hair and define my curls. So yeah. Where do you get your hair products from? So people are always asking me this. I get it from my local beauty supply store. I have a, what is it, Sally Beauty, I think. Sally Beauty supply store, like right across the street from me. So I usually go in there. I'm in there a lot. Like, they know my face. They know which products I'm usually going after. Like, They got all my money. That's usually where I get all my products from. How does Eco Styler gel affect your hair, and are you against it? So I know there was like that big like scandal or whatever that was going on with Eco Styler, I think around last year. I've never had a problem with Eco Styler gel. It's never damaged my hair personally. It does wonders to my hair.